Hi, my name is Teresa and I'm with Daringly Great Consulting. I'm a leadership coach working with small business online entrepreneurs who are making multiple six figures and seven figures online. And, I just thought I'd pop on here and I was reading Entrepreneur Magazine and I saw an article that was featuring Sarah Blakely, who is the CEO of Spanx. And I thought it interesting that the question basically was, Sarah, after 10 years and 200 employees strong, what is the number one lesson that you have learned? And she said, wait for it, she said to fire fast. And, made me butt my eyes and nod my head and think, oh my gosh, okay, she's got it. Like really firing the people who are not a fit in your business really are very costly to you and is a big waste of a lot of things. And so I just wanted to kind of unpack that a little bit and my thoughts as I have been coaching my clients, working with different entrepreneurs, whether it's in the startup realm, whether it's been working with executives in corporate, working with heads of government, etc. It's been interesting that firing is actually one of the hardest things to do. Now, of course, if you didn't hire the wrong person in the first place, you wouldn't have that problem to deal with. But oftentimes when startup founders or entrepreneurs are starting to really see momentum and see a lot of success and start getting really busy, what you start thinking is, oh my gosh, I'm drowning in all of the work. I really just need help. And you start grabbing like your sister-in-law and you grab your friend down the street. Maybe you get your babysitter to also do social media with you. I know with startup founders, they often just grab their friends and start saying hey, quit your job and come join me. I'm going to do this thing and we're going to make millions of dollars. Or you grab your spouse to help you, etc. So, in the early stages of starting a business, oftentimes one of the things that we do is actually hire the wrong people. And it ends up becoming a really costly mistake. And now, all to say is that it is a rite of passage. I've definitely made some bad hires for my own business. I've also made bad hires, admittedly now, for other teams when I thought they were a fit. For other organizations or businesses, I've coached many leaders who also have had to walk through hires, good hires and bad. And so I just wanted to give you three reasons why three reasons why you want to fire fast. So number one, it's a time waste. When I think about small business entrepreneurs, I grew up in an entrepreneurial family. I have multiple generations of entrepreneurs on both sides of my family. I definitely grew up knowing if you can move your legs, if you've got arms, if you can breathe, you're going to help. And on one hand, I get it. It's cost savings. It's convenient. It's basically oftentimes it was menial jobs that just needs to get done. And you don't want to pay someone or go find someone. You may not even have time to go find someone, but it actually ends up becoming a time sink for you. It's a time waster, largely because you need to think of yourself as a CEO and not a business owner. Now, let me unpack that a little bit. A bad hire, essentially what happens is that if you try to put someone that is not a fit for the role, for example, their personality or their skill set, perhaps their work ethic, etc., then oftentimes you have to spend more time explaining to the person how to do their job or checking on this person to do their job well or giving feedback or sometimes just doing it for them. Right? And so there's often, I hear from clients saying, oh my gosh, it's just so much faster and so much easier for me to do it myself. And so there you go. Number one, it becomes a time waste. Number two reason why it's better to fire fast is it's energy waster. And what I mean by energy waster that's different than a time waster is that you often have this in the back of your brain all the time. You can't sleep or it's always there, worried. Are they doing their job? Are they even logged on? Are they doing it right? Are they even going to show up? Are they going to be asking me more questions? Or, oh my gosh, I forgot I needed to like respond to that email. Or perhaps it's like, you start to dread it. Like you're in Slack and you're like, I want to open my Slack. I see like 12 pings and I know it's all from that person because that person just like requires so much energy and time. And what happens is that it actually starts draining on you and then you start to ignore them. Sound familiar? You start to think like, oh my gosh, like that person, I'm going to have a conversation with them. Oh my gosh, I know I really tried and I feel like I'm a bad leader. And so you start kind of doing some negative self-talk. So it turns into a negative energy kind of bucket hole that just starts draining out all of your energy. And that's really not good for the business. The third is kind of a no-brainer. It's a financial waste. And what I mean by financial waste is not only are you paying them to do their job, and maybe they're not doing it, because sometimes this happens, or maybe you're spending your time with them on their job, which as the business owner, the visionary, or the CEO of your business, your time is the most valuable. Like you need to, one of my mentors say, you need to consider your hourly rate like $1,000 an hour, $10,000 an hour, to give it like, enough of a difference for you to understand like that it's not the same as a $10 an hour job or a $5 an hour job. And so it becomes a financial waste because not only are you paying this person on the job, and this is outside of just training. Training is very important, so is onboarding. But let's say the training is done. Let's say the documentation is there, and this person just doesn't know how to let go. Perhaps they're not feeling confident enough, or maybe they're just really too green. Perhaps it's a personality thing, like maybe they're just feeling too insecure about it. Whatever that is, if the more time that you spend continuing to monitor them, continuing to make decisions for them, continuing to like give them feedback, continuing to answer the same questions over and over, then it becomes a financial waste. And not only that, it becomes a financial waste because that keeps you from moving the needle on your job. That person is then not working to cover, like bring back ROI to the business to cover their salary and then maybe a little bit more so that you can go out and hire somebody else. There's just, the actual negative, your loss, but then there's the potential loss that you're losing as well. So Sarah Blakely, great for you. I totally agree that, in your 10 years, if the number one lesson is to fire fast, right on, girl. And so with that, I wanted to, tell you why I'm popping on to give you this lesson. I'm actually going to be doing this I'm going to try to do this almost daily, is to give like a little lesson or reflection on hiring, firing, managing, and really leadership. And the reason being is because here in February and right now, I've already actually started registering, but I'm actually hosting a leadership program. It's going to be a 6-month mastermind program for multiple 6-figure and 7-figure entrepreneurs, online entrepreneurs or startups. Sorry, I don't work with brick and mortar. And what we'll do is we're going to go through a 6-month journey together. And that journey is going to go through 3 arcs. And the 3 arcs are to own your leadership, where we're going to really talk about what your relationship with your business is at this point. You're no longer just like the everythingpreneur. You have to get to a place where you need to start thinking like a digital CEO. And we start, the first module is it's time to break up with your business. And the second arc is to build your team. And so now some of you are like, wait, I need to build my team first so I can lead them. Well, let me just say that in all my experiences, working for 25 years, working globally here around the United States, even working with places in Europe and Asia, South America, and startups and government, nonprofit, corporate, all of it, the one thing holds true, and it's that dream teams, like the teams that you want to live and die with, the teams that you call family, true dream teams are built from the inside out. And so it really does take the right mindset. It really takes having a shift in your relationship with your business first for you to be able to really understand what Sarah Blakely also said later in the article, that the other two, like number 2 and 3 lesson for her was to hire into your weaknesses and then to stay in your lane. And so what does that mean, right? And if you don't know what your own strengths are, then there's no way that you can design a team that hires into your weaknesses to complement you so that you can hire lean and not hire like a bunch of people, which is just a bunch of what I call task rabbits. You want to hire key home run hires. And so that's what we cover in the second arc. And it's really just the process of doing a hiring plan, designing your dream team for different stages of business that are going to be really 2xing, 3xing your revenue, not just doing menial tasks, but really things that are going to move the needle for you in your business. I walk through the process of hiring, the same process that I used to hire and build out like 800x teams from nothing, and also the processes that we used. I used working in startups. There's something that I would definitely say, startups like Google, Facebook, when you think about it, people are raving about them. And there's a reason. There's a reason why, and they have a great process. There's sort of a secret sauce that I've made my own and have had incredible success being able to help build out teams for others, and I want to teach that to you. So the second arc is build your dream team. And the third arc is it's called cultivate your dream work. And yet again, one of the things that I have found, DNA strains are the best places that I've ever worked, the places that people call us are the best places to work, that it is really, really driven around having a codified set of values and a really strong and clear culture. And so cultivating Dream Team really starts with being able to, and especially with online businesses where you have a personal brand, you want to, when you're shifting from like solopreneur with some help to entrepreneur with like some part-time to the digital CEO with a dream team, you have to find a way to capture your essence, or what is the DNA of your brand, and be able to codify that in values and to put that and capture that into what you would call a culture. And that's how you would onboard and train and also manage and be able to build a work family that really does keep itself accountable. It really does, there's an energy and a synergy that's created. And I personally have experienced that working in startups and have helped cook that up with others that were starting up their own businesses. And I've had that same magic when I've worked in specific nonprofits, or it's like a similar thing when you are working for a place that you feel like has purpose and has vision and has something bigger than just making a bunch of money, right? And so the third module is really about cultivating dream work. And so this is a 6-month leadership program. I've just walked through the 3 arcs of what the content that I'll be teaching and covering. We'll be doing a combination of recorded classes as well as live classes that are then recorded. But that's not all. We're going to also be doing bi-weekly group coaching. And so what does that mean? We're going to hop on a call. We're going to have hot seats. People are going to be able to, ask their questions real time about what it is that they're struggling with in their business. Right now, the 2 people that I already have enrolled of the 14 that I'll be carrying on this 6-month journey, they are $500,000 business owners and have had rapid success. Also have had some turnover in their business where they've made some hires and they've also released them to a better future. And, it's time to talk about real issues. what are the things that real time you're struggling with right now? And I'm creating a sacred safe space with just 14 people. You know, this isn't a group coaching call with like 300 people online, or people where you're like, oh, I hope I get a hot seat. Like 14 people like is a great size for us to really be able to know each other, to really be able to support each other, to really be able to like share in all of our expertise and our experiences. And then also for that each person to be able to get, you know, that individualized coaching, and that we'll mastermind together to help you problem solve, for us to like really cultivate, you know, sort of an ethos of like, what is leadership, right? What is the kind of leadership that's required to be great as an online entrepreneur? But there's more. So I'm also going to be hosting fireside chats and guest teachers with industry experts. And what do I mean by industry experts? For example, there's a certified strengths coach who will be joining us in workshopping through what, you know, strengths leadership is going to be like. I'm inviting an attorney who's going to talk to us about employee agreements and even intellectual property transference, non-competes, things like that. I'm inviting some people from my network also from working in startups, those who have both former founder of several startups. She was a serial startup entrepreneur, also a current, you know, manager of a startup who I think is the bee's knees. I swear she is the best people manager I have ever met, and I'm pretty sure there is not anyone that has met her that wouldn't say the same. Other things, emotional resilience, leadership, communication, etc., etc. So I have like a whole roster of people in a lineup. I'm just confirming dates and the experts to come on, but it's monthly. We're going to have fireside chats with these experts where they're going to come give like a teaching that's going to be really relevant to where you are as a business owner and where you are trying to really grow into becoming a CEO, a digital CEO of your business. And let's see, you know, other things, resource vaults, like basically all of all the templates, all the swipe files, all the processes, all of the scripts, even like interview questions, like what emails do you write? Like how do you write an offer letter? All of these things I will have just in a resource vault for you, because really the journey is about the transformation of becoming a CEO. And as you do that, it's like, here, let's make a no-brainer for you, step-by-step processes of how to design your team, how to then attract the right candidates, how to have a hiring process, and how to do the interviews, how to do the offer process, etc. So those are all the practical tools and things that I will offer to you. And this is all going to be a part of a 6-month leadership program that's starting in February. And I am doing a soft launch. I'm actually through relationships and through invitation only, referrals, I have been networking to find those special 14 digital entrepreneurs who are multiple 6 figures, have had a turn at hiring and firing, who know, and here's a key one, who knows in their heart of hearts that in 2019, having a dream team is key to doing the 3-5x from last year, right? So we're looking for high achievers with aggressive goals, but also with heart. Like, I'm not looking for the people who are just out for the money. I'm looking for people who really care about impact and transformation and and a greater vision for helping people, helping humanity even. And so anyways, if this was helpful to you, like, whether it was my reflection on Sarah Blakely's recent interview on firing and the 3 reasons, again, just kind of circle back, is that the 3 reasons to fire fast is because it is a time suck. It's a time waste. It is an energy waster, and it's a financial waster. I mean, Here's another fact. I saw in Forbes magazine the recent article that was saying that it costs 3x the person's salary, so basically whatever you're going to pay them monthly, for every month you don't fire a bad employee. So it's better for you to wait a month to hire the right employee rather than to hire too fast and like basically lose a lot of profit or revenue or time or energy, right? So the moral of the story is hire slow, fire fast. And that's one of the principles that we'll cover in our 6-month leadership program. And if the leadership program, if that sounds like you, if you were like, ooh, I totally need this program, or oh my gosh, I have been looking for, you know, some mentoring here. I really want to get out of the echo chamber of all the things I'm hearing online and just get some real practical wisdom that's working. And specifically, if you really do respect what's happening in terms of like, how is Google attracting the best talent? How are they creating a culture that like people are working like it's their life, right? That's the kind of culture that truly does create a transformational business, right? And not only do we want as business owners to create transformation and impact for our tribe, I think for us to be able to do that with a team, we have to really be able to nurture and translate and really groom a team, a dream team, to be an extension of ourselves, for us to like find a real core, right? Like a real sweet spot with each other. And, you know, for then us as a team, like for you as the CEO, with you with your team, you know, same with myself, is to then really be serving, like existing to serve that tribe, existing to serve that vision, existing to serve that dream, right? So that is what really is at the heart of the leadership program that I am launching here. It'll be starting again like in early February, and right now I'm doing, you know, just taking some referrals and getting on the phone, just getting to know people, right? Like, what's going on in your business? Tell me about you. I'll tell you about me. And I'm a very relational person, if you can't tell. And also it's important to me because 14 people, I want to make sure that I feel it's my job to find like-minded people that really can like grow from one another, right? So and really are primed and ready to receive and really relish, sink your teeth right into the content and really be able to be really get lit up whenever we're having these fireside chats. So you have those questions that are going to really give you answers to then go back to your business and like really apply it and really start to soar. So anyways, if you're interested in that, please, you're welcome to leave a comment. You're welcome to also DM me. If this video was helpful, inspirational, please leave a comment below. You're watching replay, please write replay, and feel free to share it. Tag people in the comments that you think would really appreciate this. And again, my name is Teresa from Daringly Great. If you have any questions, more than happy to answer. And yeah, just drop them in the comments. All right, well, have a good rest of your weekend, and good night.